Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Monday, August 30th, 2021. We're in the first day of the new trading week, and we are in the final hour of the current trading day. The final hour of the day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions because during the day, the algorithms and the day traders are controlling the price. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions, they come in, they take control away from the day traders and the algorithms. I consider them to be the smartest money on the street because they are dealing with the most money. They have the best information, they have the best technology and very smart people. And so therefore, I prefer to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions in that last hour, and in particular in the last few minutes of the day, because I consider the closing price to be the most valid price of the day. And therefore, making your buying and selling decisions right near the close, I believe gives you a long-term edge in your trading. So thank you all for coming today. I hope you are doing well. I hope you had a nice weekend. I always look forward to seeing everyone. So many people in this group contribute so much, great information, and I'm just very happy that we have this group and we can get together once a day and analyze the markets. So currently the Dow Jones is down 1.13, so almost flat, literally flat on the day. The Nasdaq having a huge day, up 154 points, up 1.02%, and the S&P is up 26 points, up 0.58%. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we are going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have some day trades today that I'm going to share with you. After that, we're going to go over to the board. We're going to take a look at my students' positions, see where they entered them, why they entered, and see how the trades are going. After that, we are going to talk a little bit about trader psychology. Most important skill you can learn in trading is the skill of discipline, of creating a plan and following a plan and following your plan. And that is why I like to cover a few minutes every day on trader psychology. After that, I do have some end of day candidates that I'm looking at as potential new entries. I did go through my watch list. I did go through the results of Kamal's scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, confluence combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, I have to have a good risk to reward ratio of at least 2-to-1 based upon strong and solid support below me and strong and likely resistance above me. And then lastly, I need to have a complete trading plan. For me, a complete trading plan includes the following. 1, position sizing based upon the current the current volatility of the market. Number 2, knowing what my maximum allowed loss is. Number 3, knowing where my emergency stop is. Number 4, knowing where my end of day stop is. Number 5, knowing where my intraday profit targets are. Number 6, need to know where significant overhead resistance levels are. And number 7, I need to have a good trailing stop methodology in place. So if I have a trade that goes my way, I do not give it all back. So those are the 7 principles for me which make up a complete trading plan. So using those, using the 3 requirements that I have, I will go through the end of day candidates as we get closer to the close. I will look at the time frames. I will look at the risk to reward ratios. And if I find something that makes sense with a good risk to reward ratio at the end of the day, I will purchase it right before the market closes. After the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. If you have any, if you need clarification on anything I discussed today, please let me know. And if you have any stock symbols that you would like me to look at and you like my opinion on them before the market closes, just go ahead, put them in the live stream. And lastly, if my students have any new entries or exits for me today, if you could please wait till the close of the market before you tell me about them so that I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, and the pressure is off, and we'll spend as much time as we need to get them all taken care of for you, okay? So that's the plan for today. I'm going to go ahead and run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who is here today. Kamal is here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for everything you do for this channel and for your friendship. Really appreciate that. Miko25 is here. Good afternoon, Greg and everyone. Nice to see you, Miko. Hope you are having a good day. David is here. Hello, Greg and fellow traders. Nice to see you, David. Hope you're doing well, sir. Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, Steve. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for everything, as always, for everything that you do for this channel. Hope you, Holly, and the dogs are doing well. There is Tom. Good to see you, Tom. Hope you're doing well, sir. Happy Monday, traders. Happy Monday to you. Michael Wilkinson, a.k.a. Lova, is here. Hi, everyone. Good to see you, Mike. Frank is here. Hello, Greg and group. Another person I have to thank each day because of the great poems that he provides on this podcast. Hope you're doing well, Frank. Anya T is here. Hello, everyone. Good to see you, Anya. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling well today. Nigma is here. Hello. Always nice to see Nigma. Hope you're having a good day. Okay, let's get to it. Let's start off with current positions. Here we go. This is AGQ. I did buy AGQ back here on the 20th. With an under 30, over 30, and a false breakout to the downside. I bought it at 35.04. As it moved up, I always take partial profits. We did get to above my 1.5 ATR trailing stop level, which means if I then get a close below the previous day's low, I will sell half. That happened a couple days later here. Sold half here with a close below the previous day's low, locked in some profits. Friday was a big day up for silver. Today, it is down 25 cents. It's down 0.65%. So this one is slightly down on the day, but on the trade, this has been a great trade. Entry to current price up 8.25%. So that's been a really nice trade. Amazon, another nice trade. Holy hamburgers. Myself, David, Tom, Steve, and Michael Martin did buy Amazon with the close under. Close back over the 200-day moving average. This is the deep dip buy strategy. Bought this here at 33.0548. Just zoomed on up, hit 1, 2, 3, 4 profit targets today, which was pretty sweet. And this particular trade from entry to current price up 3.62%. So nice big move on Amazon. JO, which is coffee. Frank, myself, and Tom did buy JO with the 520 crossover, bought it here at 51.53. Didn't do much for a couple days, went up nicely on Friday. I did sell half here. I didn't like the rejection of the negative third or the positive third ATR channel and the bearish reversal bar, but I did keep half, and I'm glad I did because another 4 profit targets today. And this particular trade from entry to current price, 6.22%. So that was a monster. We are at 66.46 RSI, so we are above the 65 RSI. So that brings into play the 5 EMA. If it gets to 65 at any point during the trade, now if it closes below the 5 EMA, I will get rid of the entire rest of the position. Alternatively, if it keeps moving up, rejects the 70 RSI, I will sell half of what I have remaining, and then I'll wait for a close below the previous day's low to get out of the rest. But this has been a great trade. KLAC, Tom and myself did buy KLAC at 334.51. Today it's moved up nicely, took some profits, hit 1 profit target right near the top today. Did get to my trailing stop level, that's the orange line. So now I'm in trailing stop mode. It doesn't mean I do anything now, but if I get a close below the previous day's low, I will sell half. So this particular trade up 2.29%. So pretty good. SPY, overnight SPY trade. Of course, I do buy the SPY at the close. I hold it overnight. I sell it first thing the next morning. I did buy it on Friday at 450.25. I sold it this morning at 450.96, higher than it was at the open, but that's the strategy. Buy at the close, hold it overnight, take the overnight risk, sell first thing next morning, and did have a nice little gap on that. Lastly, Twillo. Ava, Gary, Tom, Miko, Michael Martin, and myself did buy Twillo on Friday with the close under, close back over the 200-day moving average. Bought it at 360.55, did hit one profit target today, got close to a second. Has not reached my trailing stop level, but this is up 1.9% on the trade. Now, I do have Mastercard, but I'm going to show you the day trade on Mastercard first because it gets a little cluttery. So let's see, let's find the intraday. Here we go. This was the intraday trade. We had a V1 higher low rejection of the -1 ATR channel and bought this here at 352.87. Next bar went up nicely. I sold half at 353.43. Next bar went up nicely, sold at 353.94. Then we had another big up bar here at the 200 at 354.55. I decided just to go ahead and take the profit. So got in the rest of the profit off the table. So I got in at 352.87, out at 353.43, out at 353.94, and out at 354.55. All right, now back over to a swing trade because I do also have a swing trade on Mastercard. I did buy Mastercard a couple days ago, 352.87 with the intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. Went up today nicely, rejected the 200-day moving average. Got really close to a profit target, but I didn't get it. It is down 0.52% today. It is down on the day, but it is still up on the trade. My end of day stop on this is the 250-day moving average. So it's possible that this could close below the 250, in which case I would just go ahead and exit the trade for a small loss, but it is still profitable on the trade. And then Apple, I did have a couple trades on Apple. Let's see. First one was here. Not much to write home about. We did have a big move down. We rallied back to halfway. I shorted at 152.39. The next bar closed above halfway of that bar, so I got out for a small loss at 152.41. So I lost 3 cents on that trade, but the more important part is that I got out because look at the big move up after the fact. So, you know, it was okay to lose 3 cents on the trade, but following my rule saved me a lot of money because we went on a whole nother leg up. Now, I did take another shot on a short on Apple. We had this down bar. We rallied to halfway. That coincided with the third ATR channel. I shorted at 153.15. This bar here at the close were some nice profit. I covered at 152.97. So, and then here we moved 1.5 ATRs from my entry to the downside, meaning if I ever got back to break even, I would get out for break even. And I did here when it got to my entry point of 153.15. That was a break even side, but the profitable side was 153.15 to 152.97. So 18 cents on half of a position. And then I think that's it. Let's go over and take a look at your position, shall we? Disney, Steve and Michael Martin did buy Disney 1050 EMA crossover. Bought it at 180.08. It's 180.42, so it is up on the day and it is up on the trade. VRM, Steve and Gary bought VRM with an under 30, over 30 at 27.12. It's 27.42. It's up 0.7% today, so up on the day, up on the trade. EXAS, Ava, beautiful trade here. Under 30, over 30, sideways motion. Bought that at 93.10. It is 104.33, up 0.42%, and nicely, beautifully up on the trade. So way to go, Ava. Apps, I have Jonathan with an under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the third. Bought at 51.18. It is currently 51.02. It is down on the day, and it looks like this is slightly down on the trade. ANET, Leva, bought ANET on Friday at 372.56. It's 371.87. This one is down on the day and also down on the trade. Tesla, Tom, beautiful trade on Tesla, under 200, over 200, deep dip buy, bought at 664.60, it's 729.24, it's up 2.43%, and a beautiful monster trade. Very nice, Tom. ARK, Steve Burns did buy ARK with a 520 crossover at 121.78. It's 123.07. It is up 0.97% today on the day, and also the same on the trade. DocuSign, Jonathan bought DocuSign at 298.70. It is currently 304.16. This is up on the day and also nicely up on the trade. GNRC, big day here for Steve and Tom with the 520 crossover that they bought at 425.48. It's 442.99. It is up on the day and up on the trade. A bit of a reversal bar here, but nice trade there, gentlemen. Okay, IEX, believe this is Lava. Yep. 1050 EMA crossover, bought at 224.70. It's 226.84. It's up 0.7% on the day and nicely up on the trade. IWM, Lava bought IWM at 222. Oh, this was, I think this was, yeah, that was an old trade. Lava bought at 222.58. It's 225.91. This is down on the day, but it is up on the trade. UTZ, Jonathan bought UTZ with an under 30, over 30 at 1841. It's 1874. Down on the day, but still up on the trade. Boeing, Kamal bought Boeing down here at 213. Under 30, over 30, I believe, under the negative third, over the negative third, and a V1, bought at 213. I don't think that went under 30. But regardless, he bought it at 213, and it is 218.82. Down on the day, but it is up on the trade. Otley, Steve, nice trade here for Otley with 520 crossover at 1813. It's 18.80, so it's up 50 cents. It's up 2.73%. Way to go, Steve. Nice trade. SPRT, Frank bought this down here at 74.42 at 76.09. It is down on the day, but it is nicely still up on the trade. Twitter, Kamal had a beautiful trade on Twitter, bought Friday at 63.24. It is currently 64.91, up 2.38% today on the day and about the same on the trade. Square, Gary did buy Square at 270.73. It's currently 272.05. Did sell half here, but the remaining half is up on it's up on the day, and the remaining half is up on the trade. Alibaba, Kamal did buy Alibaba on Friday at 160. It's 162.86. It's up 2.11%, so up on the day and up on the trade. Uber, Kamal bought Uber on Friday at 40.80. It's 39.82. This one is down 3.34% on the day and approximately the same on the trade. And then lastly, NOC. David bought NOC. Bullish engulfing bar, 520, bought it at 365.10. It's 368.74. It is up 1.07% today, and it is also nicely up on the trade. So there we go. We raced through those pretty good. Okay. Okie dokie. Jonathan is here. Evening, Greg and group. Nice to see you, Jonathan. Ava is here. Hi, Ava. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Ava says, hi, Greg and everyone. Waterbender says, happy Monday, Greg and group. Nice to see you, Waterbender. Hope you're having a good afternoon. Gary is here. Good to see you, buddy. Dan is here with the peace sign. Thank you so much. Always appreciate the peace sign, Dan. Hope you're having a good day. All right. FCX. Let me write this over here. So FCX and SWKS. Steve is pointing out House 520. So let's put this here and see what happens. FCX and SWKS. All right. So Let's look at these real quick. So yes, Freeport McMoran Copper, FCX, Copper Company, does have a 520 crossover. That does backtest well. I assume SWKS also has a 520 crossover. Let's take a look at FCX on the weekly. Weekly's in the value zone, pretty good place. SWKS in the value zone, that looks pretty good as well. Little concerned about this big down bar here. Halfway concerns me, and that's a little bit right where we're at. Let me do a little math on these. And then let's do a little math on SWKS. All right. Glenn says cycles have a blow up top around 46.05 this week before a pullback to test 40.20. Long-term cycle target 5,000 before next 7-year bottom in 2023. Thank you for that, Glenn. Be interesting. 46.05. Where are we at right now? 45.36, and you think it's going to go all the way back down to 40.20? Well, it definitely could, but appreciate you, Glenn, for providing us with this information. Really do. Steve says TER has a 520 crossover, but finding resistance at the 200-day moving average. Yep, does have a 520, but yes, it is finding resistance right there, which significant resistance, so I think I'm not going to put that one on. Steve says, looks like GNRC reversed in the high 68s in intraday after getting a push on the hurricane area needing generators. Oh, that's the GNRC. Yep, did get pretty close to 70, but did reverse. VMEO has a 520 crossover. Let's take a look. Yes, it does. And let's take a look at the weekly. Not a lot there on the weekly. So we'll write that one down as well. And we'll also do a little math. All right, thanks for that, Steve. Appreciate it. All right, how are we doing on time here? Ava says ENPH has a 520 crossover. I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to backtest this on ETF replay. So if somebody could do a backtest, I would appreciate it, because I know what the, well, let me try. ENPH. Nope, not available for me. So I don't know if that one backtests positively. Glenn says GNRC is 100% up in August and September over the last 5 years. Well, how about that? Pretty good record, batting 1,000, huh? All right, so I'm going to take another quick look here. So AGQ's down today for me, but it is up on the trade. I don't see anything here that's going to change my mind as far as having to do anything. Amazon doing really well today. For-profit targets, don't see any issues having to do anything there. JO, which is coffee, beautiful day up here. Only thing I have to keep in mind is that we are above 65 RSI, so my trailing stop of the 5 EMA comes into play. KLAC, doing fine. I don't see anything I have to do with that. Of course, SPY. Oh, I didn't put in my SPY order. I better do that right now. All right. So I'm just placing an end of day. I'm placing an end of day order here to buy my overnight SPY trade. So let me do that quickly before I forget. All right, done and done. Perfecto. All right, Mastercard is one I do have to watch today. It is currently above the 250-day moving average, which is 352.65, but that is my end of day stop. So that one could come into play if we have a sell-off near the end of the day. So I am definitely going to have to watch that. Okay. All right, Frank has a poem for us. This is going to be great. Thank you as always, Frank. Let me put that on in here so I can post that later. Okay, let's read it. So many traders harbor regrets, mistake they've made and will never forget. Scars from life's lessons we must learn to accept that prepare us for the new challenges soon to be met. I don't know how it gets any better than that, Frank. And so true. So many traders harbor regrets. That is true. Mistakes they've made and will never forget. That is also true. Scars from life's lesson we must learn to accept that prepare us for the new challenges soon to be met. Wow, what a poem, Frank. 5 stars, man. That is unbelievable. Rich Burge is here. Nice to see you, Rich. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Lines were from door to the back of the store at Home Depot. Interesting. Should we take a look at Home Depot? That's up today. Definitely up today. Steve says, great 520-day EMA backtest on ENPH. 1.5 risk to reward ratio with a 41% win rate. Oh, so there you go, Ava. ENPH. All right, let me do a little math on ENPH as well. All right. All right. Thanks for the back test there, Steve. So that looks like all of those back test well. And we'll get into the nitty-gritty on that. Oh, for generators. I see, Rich. That makes sense. Greg says, Steve says, Greg, I messaged you on Twitter. All right, let's see. And this is, oh, that's the back test. Oh, I see. Excellent. Excellent. But yes, it does back, as Steve said, it does back test. On EMPH, 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio with a 41% win rate. Thank you for that. Thanks for that, Steve. Dan and Jonathan all have happy clappies going on. Okay. All right, so listen, before we start looking at end-of-day trades, before we start narrowing down the candidates to the very best end-of-day trade, just want to switch gears for a moment and talk a little bit about trader psychology. I have my favorite Twitter, Facebook channels out there, and one of my favorite is Trading Composure. He's at Trading Composure on Twitter. It's a great channel. You should go there. You should subscribe to him. You should read his posts. You should internalize them, but let's see what he has to say. It is hard to be consistent when you don't have a repeatable process and aren't really sure what you're looking for. Well, that is definitely true. You know, in trading, you want to have a repeatable process. Good risk to reward ratio, position size correctly, all the things I talk about which make up a trading process and a trading plan. And it's very important to be successful in trading that you have a repeatable process. That's why for me, it's very simple. You know, I know exactly what I'm going to buy. I know exactly what I'm going to sell. I know where my emergency stop is, my end-of-day stop is. I know if it moves up, I have profit targets. I know significant overhead resistance levels above, and I have a great trailing stop methodology. So whatever position I take, whatever strategy I use, I know exactly the rules. So yes, it's just day after day, I have the same repeatable process. But If you do not have a repeatable process, you probably understand what trading composure is talking about. You aren't really sure what you're looking for. And I have a lot of students, I've taught a lot of students that come into the lessons with that same attitude. I don't really know what I'm doing. There's all these different ways to do it. How do you do it? I think what they're looking for is a repeatable process, but there's so much information out there on YouTube and all over about so many different types of trading methodologies that it can be confusing. So hopefully, here on this channel, you can see me repeat the process. But again, my plan, I have to know what I have to position size for the current market volatility. I have to know what my maximum allowed loss is. I have to know where my emergency stop is. I have to know where my end of day stop is. I know where my intraday profit targets are. I know where my significant overhead resistance levels are. And I have a trailing stop method. So it's all just basically color by numbers. But this is a great post. It is hard to be consistent when you don't have a repeatable process and aren't really sure what you're looking for. So get yourself together a trading plan so you can be consistent, because that's really what it takes in the market, is to be consistent and have a repeatable process. But thank you, Trading Composure. That's helpful for me to read. Always a good reminder, and I hope it was helpful for everyone out there as well. All right, give me a couple seconds so I can open this door. Getting a little warm. Give me 20 seconds. Okay. Thanks for holding on with me. All right. Here we go. Frank says, thank you, Greg, Dan, and Jonathan. Thank you very much, Frank. That was a beautiful, wonderful, beautiful poem. All right. Well, it's 1:33. Let's take a look at some potential end-of-day candidates. All right, here we go. Here's Merck. Possible close under, close back over the 200-day moving average. I like that it is also in the value zone, and technically, well, it hasn't triggered a V2. Let's see, close 76.57. I would like those confluences of signals with an under 200, over 200, and a return to value, and a V2. What did I say that was? Close 76.57. So I may be interested in Merck if we can get those combinations going there. Let me take a quick look though at Merck on something. All right, so Merck does backtest positively, not great, but it does backtest positively with an under 200, over 200. And I'm using this with permission from etfreeplay.com. Ran the backtest here, under 200, over 200. So it does backtest positively. I don't think I would take this just based upon the 200, but based upon the potential of also the return to value, the sideways motion, and the potential V2. I would like that even better. Let's take a look at the weekly. Excuse me. Weekly's in the value zone. We did have a big bar last week. That dissuades me a little bit from it, although the risk to reward ratio is still really, really good on the daily. Let me see where the halfway of that bar would be on the weekly, right about there. So, our theoretical risk is from here to here. The reward is from here to here. So it makes sense, but I don't think I'm going to buy it unless it gets above 76.56. And it certainly could get there at 76.53 at the moment. Goldman Sachs. I was looking at Goldman Sachs for a potential short. We had a false breakout to the upside. We have a bearish divergence, meaning here we have a high with tall MACD bars. We pulled back into the value zone with red bars. Now we've gone higher. And even though we were higher, we had shorter green MACD bars, indicating a bearish divergence. The slope is from the high of these bars down to here. So what it means is it's gone higher, but it's gone higher on less momentum than the first one, indicating it may reverse. False breakout to the upside, meaning it got above this high here, reversed back down. I don't like shorting double tops as much or buying double bottoms. I would prefer this to come into the value zone, probably get some buyers there, reverse back up, and then shorting a lower high. That's what I would be interested in. So I don't think I like Goldman Sachs, but I do potentially like Merck. CPNG looks like an under 30, over 30. Let's test. Yeah, it definitely went under 30, looking like it may have a V1, closes 29.99, Friday's close, 29.99. So that's definitely a potential. So we have a V1, we have an under 30, over 30, and a rejection of the negative third ATR channel. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly's rejecting the negative 2 ATR channel. It's okay, a lot of volume. It's a $30 stock. So that one's definitely a potential. Eli Lilly, on the daily, we were above the value zone. We came into the value zone. We had 1 day sideways motion, but then we made a lower low. So I need 2 days of sideways motion to get interested. We had 1 day sideways from this low, but now this was lower than that low. Yes, we have a V2. Did we reject the 50 RSI to the upside? I don't think we did. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're above 50 anyway. So it's okay, but I want to stick with my rules and look for sideways motion of at least 2 days so we don't have it. So I'm going to take Eli Lilly off of the board. I'm going to take Goldman Sachs off of the board. Angie having a nice big day today. We closed below the 1 ATR channel. We came into the value zone. We had a couple days down. We do have a V2 here. Here is day 1. Here is day 2. Here is day 3. 2 washes out 1. 3 closes above day 1's close. It's 47.07. Did it reject a 50 RSI already? I don't know. I'm going to check. 49.48. Pretty close. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly, we were under the 5 EMA. I don't like that, so I'm going to take Angie off. Alibaba has an under 30, over 30 going on today, I'm pretty sure. Let me measure one more time, see if that is actually the case. Yes, it went under 30, over 30. Also, we had a move from here to here. It retraced 50% back. Halfway the move between this low and this high, it retraced 50% back. Ava and I were speaking about this the other day, and yes, it did bounce at the 50% fib and the under 30, over 30. So that is a potential as well. Give me 1 second here, please. Okay, that's taken care of. That is taken care of as well. All right. VIXI. Here we go. VIX. Was working on a false breakout. It does have a double bottom and a bullish divergence. Here's the low, deep red MACD bars. We rallied to green. We came back, made a lower low. Even though we're lower, the red bars are not as deep, indicating that this first move had more selling. We had a rally. We've come back down. And even though it looks like a pretty strong down move, it did not have the intensity of the first one. So the implication there is that we may be running out of sellers and we may be going back up, but I don't see, earlier in the day, it was a false breakout to the downside and a V1. It has untriggered that now. So I will take VIX off the board. FCX, all right. This is the one that Steve pointed out with the 520 crossover. Up today, entry below the open, which I don't like. That's generally a bullish indication. A bearish indication, excuse me. Weekly looks pretty good. 520 crossover on the week, but I don't like the close below the open. So I personally am going to take that one off. SWKS, this is another one that Steve pointed out here. 520 crossover, very strong over the 50, over the negative, over the 50 SMA and over the 1 ATR channel. Let's take a look here on the weekly. I don't like it on the weekly because of the big down bar. We have a big down bar. We're stuck right at halfway. So that's, I like to look at things and analyze things on multiple time frames. But you can see this bar was larger than 1 ATR to the downside. We rallied right to halfway, and that's where we got stuck. So for me personally, I am going to take that one off the board. VMEO. All right, so 36.91 compared to 36.87. We do have the crossover. Let's take a look at the weekly. We had this big bar here on the weekly. A lot of times you're going to get to halfway of those big bars and stall out. Let's see what that looks like on the daily. Right about here, the way I analyze things, this is right about here is where I think it's probably going to run into issues. I think I am going to let that one go as well. ENPH. 174.18 to 174.19. So currently this in-phase energy that Ava mentioned, the 520 crossover has crossed under, so it's not valid yet. I like the weekly. I like the weekly to come back into the value zone here. It looks pretty good, but we're going to have to wait and see if we get an actual crossover there. So Merck, I'm not going to buy that unless we have a V2. Doesn't look like we have it at the moment. CPNG does look pretty good. I don't like a $30 stock, but let's look at the weekly. It's holding there. So currently right now, I like CPNG. And I do like Alibaba with the under 30, over 30, especially in context of having the low, having the high, retracing 50%. So those all kind of dovetail. And it is a good risk to reward ratio. If we do go up on Alibaba, right about halfway of that week on the bar is where I would look. Is there enough potential to the upside? It's questionable. Let me see. Where's the 30 RSI on the downside? Okay, so 30 was right about, right where Kamal bought it. Doesn't surprise me. So yeah, I mean, the risk to reward does make sense. And then EMPH, it has crossed under currently. So I'll just have to watch those. Also have to keep my eye on Mastercard. Mastercard at the moment looks like it's holding. Okay. All right, give me a second, please. Transactions 68. Oh boy. Okay. So that is Merck, CPNG, Baba. Okay. Merck, CPNG, Baba, and ENPH. Okay. So looks like Mastercard is holding. Merck right now is not going to trigger that V2. CPNG does have the under 30, over 30. How do I feel about the weekly? Yeah, it does have support there at the -2 ATR channel, so that's good. EMPH does have the crossover now with the 520 crossover. Probably my two favorite at the moment are BABA and EPNH. I'm going to get rid of Merck. I don't think I'm thrilled with the $30 stock here, so I'm going to get rid of that one. All right, so BABA. I am leaning towards Alibaba today with the under 30, over 30. Rich says, got to leave a little early today. Thanks, Greg. Happy trading, everyone. Thank you, Rich. You as well. Steve says, thanks to everyone who purchased my new swing trading book. It was the #1 in sales on the new release on both Kindle and paperback in stock market investing category on Amazon. Thank you, Steve. Do you have a link? Do you have a link, Steve, that you can send to me and I can share on the board? David says, congratulations, Steve. I will be ordering it today. Fantastic. Johnson says, hi, Greg and all. Good to see you. Michael wants to look at NVAX. NVAX looks pretty good. I remember looking at this earlier, but we did come into the value zone, Leva. We made a lower high. This is lower than this high, and we have not washed out the low. So that's why I passed on NVAX. Yes, it does look like a V2. And it is a V2. Here's day 1, 2, and 3, and 2 washes out 1, 3's above day 1's close. But we made a high. We came into the value zone. We've made a lower high than this high. When that happens, I want to take out the lows before I get involved. So that's why I'm passing on NVAX. CVS does look pretty good. Let me see if I can back test CVS on the 520. This one is not available for me to back test. So let's take a look. I mean, we had the V2, we had the real V2 here, Leva, and see we did the same thing. We made a lower high, but in this case we did wash out that low. So the V2, the legitimate V2 here was back on Friday. I don't know about here because I don't know how the 520 backtest. I just tried to backtest it, but I couldn't backtest it. Glenn says, dad joke. I decided to sell my vacuum cleaner. It was just gathering dust. Oh, Glenn, that was Glenn. I thought that was Frank. Look at Glenn with the jokes. Nice. Gary says, congrats, Steve Burns. Steve says, thanks, Gary. I sent you the link. Okay, great. Let's get the link. All right, here is Steve's book on the ultimate guide to swing trading. There you go. There's the link, everybody. Check out that book. Glad to see it selling well, Steve. Okie dokie. All right, so again, for me, I like Alibaba if we can close above the 30 RSI with the V1 and the pullback to 50% of the move from the low to the high. So that all looks really good. So that's probably my favorite setup today. ENPH also looked good with the 520 crossover. Currently it is over. It's 174.29 to 174.22. And I do have to keep my eye on MA. It's barely above the 250, so that's what I'm looking for. So really the only thing I'm kind of concentrating on today is if MA can close above the 250-day moving average. You can see it's holding support right there, but if it closes under, I'm going to have to get out. And I better cancel these orders here so I can do it on the quick if I have to. Okay. Steve says, I think this is my best book so far. Well, that's saying a lot because Steve has a lot of great books. Bleacher says, quick poem. Volcanoes have a splendor that is grim, and earthquakes only terrify the dolts. But to him who's scientific, there's nothing that's terrific in the falling of the flight of the thunderbolts. Wow, that's good, Bleachers. Nice to see you. Thank you for sharing your poems. Steve says, I exited GNRC for a 3.72% profit after it rejected the 68 RSI zone this morning. Steve is long SWKS at 185.93. All right, and Wes, I've got to pick something up at the door. I so apologize. This always happens right when I'm in the middle of the podcast, but I have to grab it right now. I'll be back and I'll comment on that. Okay, where are we? Where are we? KRC. I don't really see anything on KRC, Wes. I don't see a legitimate setup there whatsoever. No V1s, V2s. I would probably, if it were me, I'd probably look for a bounce off the 200 because that's where it got close to last time. Glenn says, MA weakest month are September and October. Thank you for that, Glenn. Appreciate it. Really love that great insight you have into the stock market almanac. Lova says, that's the third time in a week that I've missed a low not being washed out on a lower high setup. 3 times is my limit. The concept and recognizing it will be my number one new focus this week. Well, we have a lesson tonight, Lova, so we will be talking about this for sure. But yeah, if I make a lower high, I have to wash out that low first. But we'll talk about that tonight for sure. All right, MA. And Steve did buy SWKS at 185.93 with the 520 crossover. So I will update GNRC and SWKS for Steve at the end of the day. All right, so BABA, looks like BABA is going to be my favorite. ENPH also doing well that Ava pointed out. In phase energy up nice, and does have a 520 crossover and has a MACD crossover here, everyone, as well. Did you notice that, Ava? So that's good. All right, so I have to look at MA, which looks okay at the moment. And it looks like BABA is going to be my entry today. Okay, we have about 4 minutes to go. Okay, we have a few minutes to go. I'm just going to wait till the end here to buy my BABA. Wes says, our charts aren't lining up on the 200 SMA. I'll have to look into why. Well, probably because your charts are not adjusting for dividends, Wes. That's why. That's why sometimes my charts are different than your charts. But use what you have. Don't use what I have. Use what you have. Use the levels that you use on your charts. But the difference most likely is the difference in mine are adjusting for dividends and splits and yours are not. That's why we generally have different charts. But there's probably, okay, so Ava went long EMPH, BABA, and out of EXAS. All right, so I'm going to go ahead here and buy BABA. And have a drink of water. All right, so I did buy BABA, and I will be buying the S&P at the close. Right at the moment, MA does look like it's holding. Holding for now anyway. About 10 seconds to go on my end. Okie dokie. So let's see where I got filled on all this good stuff. Overnight SPY trade, I got filled at 452.23. And on Alibaba, I got filled at 162.33. All right, so let me get rid of Apple. Alibaba, I got filled at 162.33. And overnight SPY trade got filled at 452.23. Is that right? That is right. There we go. So listen, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today, this would be the time to go ahead, put them on the board, and I will get to them and we'll get those updated in just a minute. Just to remind everybody, I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I think I do a really good job at it. I know I teach a really great course. I teach a course that's 15 hours long, 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours. I teach you step by step all 5 of the different trading approaches that I have. It's really is a great course. There's a lot of interaction between you and I think the best way to learn is one-on-one, so you can immediately ask questions. I throw a lot of curveballs at you. Want to really make sure you're learning as we go along. So I spend a lot of energy, and it's very important to me that my students succeed. And so I am not going to, if you become my student, I am not going to let you go until I know that you have it all down. So if you're interested in taking my course, it is $1,750, but it's worth every penny. And if you're interested, send me an email. Email's in the description of this video. In the email, just say, hey, Greg, I'm potentially interested in your one-on-one course. I'll reply, say, hey, thanks for saying hello. Let's get a Skype call going. The Skype call is free. Just want to learn more about you and your trading, your challenges, and your goals. It's a great time for you to ask me questions about any particular items in the course that you'd like to know about. And when we're done with the Skype call, think about it as long as you want. And one day you wake up and you say, this is the day I want to become a better trader. Email me back and we'll get it set up. Secondly, I have a great online video course available on udemy.com. It's called the Deep Dip by Stock Trading Strategy. It's a wonderful course. I've had so many good reviews and feedback from all around the world. The best part, it only costs $12. And if you take that course, you are going to learn a lot. I promise you. Don't let the low price fool you. It has 9.5 hours of video. It has 26 videos. It has 15 study guides. It's a great course. And I would highly recommend taking that course at that great price. And like I said, the links of the Udemy link is in the description of the video. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help build the channel. It helps keep the channel around. It lets YouTube know there's some valuable content here. And if you have already, thank you so much. If you haven't, but you enjoyed today's podcast and learned something, I would really appreciate it if you could just hit it before you click on out of here. So, all right, let's see. So Stephen is out of GNRC. Steve is also long SWKS. All right, and Steve went long SWKS at 185.93. All right, got a nice little start to that trade, Steve. And that's with the 520 crossover. All right. Okay, Ava is in EMPH. Okay. $5.20 cross for Ava. In Baba. Okay. And out of EXAS. Beautiful trade there, Ava. Congratulations. My gosh. What a beauty. What a beauty. Tom says all the big financial institutions got hammered today. Visa, COF, DFS, etc. And MA as well. Jonathan is out of APPS. All right, Jonathan, looks like about break even there. In ENPH. Okay. Tom is in EMPH. And sold 1/2 GNRC. I'm gun shy. All right, GNRC. Tom, oh, I like that. Selling half. Okay, Tom, got you all covered there, bud. Gary is in BABA. Gary says, thank you, Greg, as always. Hope everyone has a great night or day. Thank you, Gary. Miko is in BABA in EMPH. Okay, so Miko's there and also in EMPH. Anya says, Greg, last Friday you bought PayPal weekly. Do you sell any weekly stocks during the week or do you wait for the end of the week? PayPal had a great day. Yes, I am in PayPal. It did have a really nice day. I did buy it on the weekly, so I don't really go over it until the end of the week. But yes, it was a 3.64% today. Here's the weekly chart. You can see I bought it on Friday at 278.30. It's at 288. It's up 3.64% today. But it's weekly. So yeah, I'm not going to be messing with it, and I'm not really going to show it until Friday. But just since we talked about it here, yes, we did hit one profit target already. But yeah, I'll cover that on Friday. But yeah, weekly trades I don't mess with until Friday, other than if they hit profit targets during the week, and those just go off automatically. All right, Kamal is out of Uber. Leva is in CVS. At 86.40 or 84.60, sorry. Okay. Okay, Leva, got you there. Miko says, thanks, Greg. Have a great afternoon, everyone. You as well, Miko. Hope you have a good day, Mike. All right, so we have VRM, Disney, SWKS, ENPH, Mastercard held, which is good. Let's see what's happening after hours. Apple down a little bit, 6 cents. Alibaba down 15 cents. Mastercard's up. PayPal's unchanged. SPY's up 8.5 cents. What's VIXI doing? Even. Even Steven. All right, hey, real quick, if you have any other questions, go ahead, or comments, put them in the chat. But before we do that, I just like to always leave off with this. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is by Martin Kornfeld. It's a great saying. I try to model my life around this saying. I really do try to go out and do one nice thing for another human being every day. I try to go out and do one nice thing for an animal each day. Makes me feel good. I know it makes them feel good. And if we all did one nice thing each day for another human being, another animal, the world would really be a better place. So just a thought. If you can incorporate that into your daily routine, I think we would be on the side of people that are trying to make the world a better place. So I do like to read that every day and keep that in mind. Anya says, thank you, Greg and the group. Thank you so much, Anya. Not always nice to have you here. All right. Well, I think that's probably it for the day then. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe, be kind to people, be kind to animals. Study up on your trading books. If you can, go and get the Ultimate Guide to Swing Trading by Steve Burns. I put the link in the list. I think what I'll do, I'll put it in one more time so you don't have to look for it. But anything from Steve Burns is good. I fully believe in it, and there's the link, and check it out. Michael says, thank you for everything, Greg. Everything about the group chat and the podcast is helpful. Well, that's good. And Michael, I will see you tonight at 6:30, right? For our lesson. It's Monday night, 6:30 my time, 7:30 your time, and we will get to it. We will get to it tonight and learn some good stuff. Wes says, yeah, thanks for that PayPal. Fine, by the way. Bought options Friday, closed and caught the sell at the top of the pop today. I'll have a smile on my face all day. Have a good rest of your day. Oh, great, Wes. Fantastic, man. That's wonderful, wonderful to hear. That was a nice day on PayPal for us, for sure. Jonathan says, cheers, guys. Thank you, Jonathan. Hope you're having a good evening. Please say hello to your family for me. You have a great family there in Ireland. Hope you have a good evening. Michael says, that sounds great. Looking forward to it. That's me saying looking forward to it. And yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, if you could hit the thumbs up button before you leave, I really would appreciate that. But I hope you have a good rest of your day. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you spending your time here. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow during the last hour of the market. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.